Real Talk Sports. Woo! Real Talk Sports, baby. We are in here, pod number 20. It's the Turkey Day special, NFL Week 12. It's going down. I'm in the studio, and I have everyone, including a special guest, and it feels great. As you know, my friend and I weren't feeling me last week.
No.
So they abandoned me and left me like a child in a basket on the road in the rain.
Ooh.
But
I'm night dumpster baby.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I felt a bit abandoned, but you know, I got over it. I cried my way through the show, and I did the best I could. It wasn't my best work, but it was what it was. So
you should have gotten some sympathy sex off of it.
That would always be nice. I like sympathy sex when nothing happens. So how you feeling today? You good? But anyway, we're getting off task.
Yeah, off task.
Let me introduce the players. To my right, in Sparty Green, representing East Lansing today. All the way from New York by way of Stone Mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phone Sex himself, Mr. Vinny Fernandez.
Hey man, it's a wonderful day, man. I got turkey in my belly, you know, it feels good, you know. We got Thanksgiving coming up, Black Friday coming up. I'm ready for the sales. I'm not ready to get trampled on. Online shopping, everybody.
Speaking of, thank you, man. Doing some Black Friday shopping right now.
And next up, the new voice you hear. He's sitting in with us today.
The Black Friday shopper.
The Black Friday shopper himself, coming in looking like Chico Fuente. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vincent, the Bahamas, Peters.
I'm not from the Bahamas, from St. Vincent.
St. Vincent from St. Vincent?
St. Vincent, well, excuse me. Is that not an island that's a part of the Bahamas?
No.
What's it part of? Educate me.
It's in the West Indies.
You
Bahamas.
Got a basketball team?
No. Okay. We don't have a team of any kind, actually.
Basketball team.
Next up, if you want to jump in, let's ask some questions. Next up,
we have a soccer team that's not good. How about that?
You guys got a football team?
No.
Okay. Next up.
I don't think they can afford the equipment.
Next up.
I really want to say so, but we can't.
You can say whatever you want, baby. This is Real Talk Sports. But next up, the gray beard, Phil Jackson himself, Tom Landry, if you may. Ladies and gentlemen, John Madden, Luis Fernandez.
Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody and to those of you who drive like idiots on the freaking roads. Alright, I hope your car flips over and you get the hell out of my way.
Speaking of driving on the roads, I found a beautiful route to get to your house, Scott. Went about 80 miles per hour. Beautiful.
And you probably one of the people that Luke's talking about.
I'm not one of those people because I never crash. Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're a good driver.
I just don't like it when there's a lot of traffic around. I mean, people swerving in and out of traffic.
Yeah.
I saw this dude in a Jeep yesterday, man. I was coming back from Valdosta and he was going nuts. And I mean, I swore that, I mean, he was 1 second away from flipping this damn Jeep over. And I'm like, really? Over what? To get to where? I'm like, come on, people, man. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy your time.
That was Ray Edwards when the Falcons just released.
I mean, enjoy it.
He was a bit upset.
My
he was on
goodness.
I think that was John Abraham. You know, you got caught in the DUI.
Hold on for a minute.
Michael Turner.
Hold on for a minute. John Abraham has been doing numbers.
They was driving together, you know. So.
All right. I see what kind of show this is going. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Real Talk Sports Pod 20, Turkey Day Classic, NFL Week 12. We appreciate everybody. Oh, man. We appreciate everybody for coming in, kicking it with us. We're excited to be here. We're glad to be in front of y'all. We're going to get right into it. NFL. We're going to go over last week's scores briefly, you know, and try to get through this thing judiciously and not burn up 100 minutes on the first segment. Last week's game, the Buffalo Bills defeat the Miami Dolphins 19-14. Devon Best for Miami had 6 receptions, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. And for Buffalo, C.J. Spiller had 22 rushes, 91 yards.
Can I say something about these Thursday night games? I've watched 6 of them, and they've all been terrible.
Terrible games.
I have an idea for the NFL. How about each coach has a gentleman's agreement before the game, and they only play their backups?
Gentleman's agreement?
Yes.
NFL?
Yes. Because they've been terrible.
What they just did, they agreed?
I mean, what I've seen from these Thursday night games have been basically a lot of teams that don't know how to prepare on a shorter schedule. You know?
I see a preseason game that counts.
Well, I mean, at least I can say this. That game was exciting with the Bills and Dolphins, mainly because you had big-time plays from the special teams. That special teams made that game, basically. You had 2 terrible offenses. One thing I want to say about the Bills, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all need to use C.J. Spiller every down. I mean, this dude is a monster. Yeah. And the fact that they're not using him more, I mean, he's averaging about 8 yards a carry.
Absolutely.
All right, best in the NFL, and you don't use him more, you still want to use Fred Jackson?
They want to save him.
You know, I don't get it. All right, C.J. Spiller.
Save him for next year.
C.J. Spiller is a hell of a player. Y'all need to use him, and that's probably why the Bills are swamped in mediocrity. Because they never know how to use it.
Their defense showed up.
I'll defend them for the Thursday night game because those games on starting NFL players is just brutal. I mean, look at them. They can't.
So what's your suggestion? What do you contend?
Just play backups that game.
Play backups.
What? But this is a game that counts. This is a divisional game. You want to play backups against?
You're no better off anyway.
But I mean, a lot of teams' backups aren't that good. Let's be real. I mean, if we pick the Green Bay Packers backups, all right, we probably wouldn't have a freaking.
Oh no, those season ticket holders are not going to be having no backups.
It would be a 3.
You're paying full price for backups? No, thank you.
I mean,
okay?
I blame the NFL for this whole Thursday night thing. I mean, I blame the NFL players because y'all had a chance to go into an agreement and talk about y'all schedule. Y'all chose to keep y'all Thursday night schedule. Deal with it. Y'all talked about it in the agreement. Y'all agreed on it.
They're gonna switch it up after the next contract because it's not working. It's not, for a lack of a better word, it's not working.
I can say this: a lot of teams are capitalizing on it, and if you capitalize on it, shoot, they're not complaining. I know the Packers aren't complaining. I know I think the Buccaneers did the other night. They ain't complaining.
And as long as there's no slippage in the ratings, NFL ain't gonna.
I'll be real. I watch on Thursday night.
You watching?
Everybody's watching because it's only the only game.
Yeah.
I actually watch basketball that night. Just turn in to see that.
Yeah, me too. Usually I wind up watching basketball.
Yeah.
Plus, aren't like the home teams like? Don't they win like all those Thursday night games anyway?
They're favored heavily. So next up, the Cincinnati Bengals beat up on the Kansas City Chiefs, which I think everybody expected. 28-6. Andy Dalton was 18 for 29, 230 yards, 2 TDs. For Kansas City, Jamal Charles had 17 rushes for 87 yards.
All right, these are two teams we don't really care about. So here's my question then: Who is going to be the number one pick for this draft coming out?
No one knows. There's no consensus
because that's who KC's
it's gonna
taking.
Be Jarvis Jones, University of Georgia.
Hey man,
is he a quarterback? Because that's what they got to take.
Kansas City's gonna pick Geno Smith for the first overall.
Then they gonna pick Geno Smith.
Geno Smith probably to me looks like the number 1 guy.
Is he?
But that's just because of the fact that quarterback's always number 1. So
what about Klein?
He fucked it up with that last week.
Klein, I think, is too much of a runner for
he has too much Timmy T.
He's gonna get hit, man.
He has too much Timmy T.
He's gonna get slammed when he gets up there, man. And I mean, he's not. I don't know if he runs a 4.3. Okay. You know, he doesn't. He's not that kind of fast. He can't run that kind of fast.
But Andrew Luck runs a 4.4.
Yeah. No, I know what I'm saying. Andrew Luck, yeah. Okay.
Well, just to talk about the Bengals a little bit, I want to give the Bengals some credit. I mean, you got AJ Green. AJ Green, man. AJ Green might be the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I think he is at this point.
I mean, he's a touchdown in what, 10 straight games?
10 straight games.
I mean, that's
and he looks unstoppable.
Like nobody.
Nobody can stop him one on.
He looks like the only mistakes he makes is if he makes it.
I mean, I thought,
and he doesn't drop it. That's the whole thing. Stephen Hill.
I thought Calvin Johnson was going to take it away this year and run off with the best receiver in the NFL. But, I mean, no doubt Calvin Johnson's still having a good year, 1,100 yards, you know, he's like he's at. But AJ Green is coming out every game, proving that he's the best offensive player on the field every game he's played this year. Right. All right, no matter who's they've played, he has been the best player on the field, in my opinion.
I agree. Calvin's been banged up to his credit, and he still has over 1,000. And Detroit Lions' rest of the receiving core is playing like boo.
Probably leads the league at being tackled at the 1.
But
also.
But my whole thing is, what do the Chiefs do now? Is it a coaching change? I mean,
change.
They tried the coaching change. They've tried the quarterback change. I mean,
but you know what? To me, the Chiefs don't look that bad on paper. It just seems like they don't run an offense or a defense to fit their personnel.
So that means a coaching change at least.
At least.
Well, all I see is a bunch of first-round defensive linemen that they selected not panning out. Glenn Dorsey, Tyson Jackson, Dentari Poe this year. Yeah. I haven't heard shit from none of them.
Nah.
All right, these guys are supposed to be the anchorage of your defense. I mean,
well, they've been wanting to get rid of Scott. I can't remember Scott Pioli for a while now. So I guess he's gone too.
Yep. Well, moving forward, the shocker of the week for me The Houston Texans barely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 43-37 in overtime. My Michigan man for Jacksonville, Chad Henne, goes 16 for 33, 354 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions.
Damn, throw for 50% next time, though.
Okay, Sanchez. And for Houston, Mark Schwab was 43 for 55, 527 yards, 5 TDs, and 2 picks. This game was nuts offensively.
I mean, I never thought I'd see a Texans defense that was so considered so great
Porous.
to be so trash. Justin Blackmon dominated. Jonathan Joseph,
236 yards
was in that defensive back core. I mean,
just when Scott was talking about Blackmon last week,
I sure was.
He's like, where the hell happened to Justin Blackmon?
He showed up.
He showed up. That's good.
He listened to him.
That's good. You owe me $20.
I mean, I'm looking at this Jacksonville team and
they don't look half bad.
They don't look half
bad. They play.
Justin Blackmon's very awesome. Cecil Shorts, very good receiver.
Yeah, he played well.
Mercedes Lewis, big body, great
good hands too.
MJD comes back. I mean, you have a team that could probably make a little noise in the AFC South.
I like the name Cecil.
My advice for Jacksonville, honestly, keep losing. Because you could finish with the first or second pick and you can get some other players.
They're not going to get drafted.
You know what? In this draft, I don't think it matters whether you're number 1 or you're number 5. You'll get the same player.
Yep.
You get the player that fits your team because there isn't an Andrew Luck and an RG3.
I wouldn't draft a quarterback in this draft, but what's that guy from Georgia? Maybe
Jarvis
pick him
Jones.
up. Maybe pick him up.
Listen, to me, the number 1 pick is probably going to be the kid from South Carolina, the defensive end Clowney.
Okay.
If he comes out, he'll be number 1.
Because he is dominant, and I don't see any.
What year is he?
I think.
Isn't he a sophomore?
I think he's a sophomore.
I think
redshirt sophomore.
He's not a redshirt.
But if it's not Clowney, then it's going to be the Notre Dame linebacker.
Nah, it's going to be a quarterback.
I mean,
Tail.
Yeah, because to be honest, number 1 team in the he is a dominant linebacker, and I haven't seen anybody with that kind of talent.
It's going to be a quarterback.
I mean, if they pick a quarterback, who is it? The only person who I think could be a number 1 guy is either Geno Smith or maybe the Texas.
You don't know what's going to happen in the combines. You don't know what's going to happen because trust me,
the Texas A&M quarterback is the only guy who's a hybrid type who might jump up and
Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel,
because he comes in and he's a different.
The kid
player.
from Oklahoma is good too, Landry Jones.
But he's not number 1 pick.
No, but what I'm saying is that there isn't a big difference from a Geno Smith to a Landry Jones. You can pick up a Landry Jones at the back end of the first round. He can wind up being a better quarterback. Just like Josh Freeman right now is a better quarterback than Sanchez.
Let's slow down with the draft talk because
why?
You know what I'm saying?
No, we're in full draft season right now.
I'm saying that for some teams, they need to start looking at the draft.
I mean,
when you pick as badly as the Jets do, you need a head start.
We're going to definitely.
But I don't think it matters because at the end of the day, they're going to fuck it up. So.
Definitely going to get to the Jets. And next up, last week's schedule, the New York Football Jets this week beat up on the St. Louis Rams 27-13. Bilal Powell had 11 rushes, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And for St. Louis, Brandon Gibson had 3 receptions, 9 yards, and 2 TDs.
The only thing I like to say about this Jets game is it's about damn time. It's about damn time this team picked up their nuts and got a win and did it in a very tough way.
Right.
Sanchez threw for 75%.
Yeah, better than Chad Henne.
I want to give love.
Have a long career.
I got to give love to Muhammad Wilkerson. Played a great game. Got some key tackles.
That's big.
Antonio Cromartie.
That's big.
People hate on Antonio Cromartie
I like
all
Cromartie.
day. Cromartie is the best cornerback in the NFL right now. No matter who you say, no one has played better than Cromartie has.
He's definitely played good under the pressure. I can't agree.
Name me somebody, guys. Can you name me somebody who's played better than Antonio Cromartie, knowing that Revis has been injured? And teams, the Jets, no matter how bad, they're still 6th in the league in pass defense. That's Cromartie.
Absolutely.
Cromartie, LaRon Landry, Jeremiah Bell. This secondary is playing great.
Yeah.
They don't get the credit though because of the fact that the rest of the team is playing.
Well, the offense is awful. This game, they had the third down efficiency was 46%. They rushed for 124 yards. They possessed the ball for over 30 minutes. And Sanchez was 15 of 20 with a touchdown, no turnover. That was the whole game. St. Louis had 3 and the Jets had none.
That's big. All right. Well, next up, the Dallas Cowboys barely beat the Cleveland Browns in effing overtime. Cleveland, Ben Watson sighting. He had 4 receptions, 47 yards, and 2 TDs. And for Dallas, Des Bryant's been playing good, man. He had 12 receptions, 145 yards, and 1 touchdown.
I mean, this is one of the 3 games this week that was given away on a silver platter, and the other team just said, "I'm not hungry."
Yeah.
You know, the Browns had this game wrapped up. You know, they even got a second chance when the Cowboys scored to score again at the end of the fourth quarter, and they couldn't capitalize.
They couldn't come.
I mean, at the end of the day,
And that's the Browns' mantra. That's the Browns' mantra.
I think this was a game that, you know, the Browns really could have changed their whole mindset for the season, but, you know, it goes back to same old Browns. But the Cowboys, man, I didn't like the win. It was an ugly win, but they'll tell you a win is a win. And I can't.
Didn't score once in the first half. Okay, Cleveland went out to a 13-0 lead at the half, and then blew the lead in the second half. Then Dallas got the field goal in overtime. It's typical, you know, the difference between the bad teams and the good teams is just the teams, you know, that capitalize and the ones that don't.
Absolutely.
Well, this was the difference between a mediocre team and a bad team. And I guess just the mediocre team just played better.
Yeah, just plays better than the bad team.
Well, I can say this: the Cowboys definitely have a lot more talent than the Browns. But the Browns are showing that with a minimal amount of talent, they can, you know, they can do a lot.
Browns got some heart.
I mean, you can have heart all day, man,
But you gotta win.
It's
Gotta have talent.
just like the movie Rudy. All right, he had all the heart in the world. He played one fucking game. All right, that shit.
But that one game changed his life.
So what? All right, you played one game. Get the fuck out of school.
Alright, next up. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the Carolina Panthers in a divisional game in overtime. Josh Freeman was 25-46, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And for Carolina, Cam Newton was 16-29, 252 yards, and 1 touchdown. This was a good game.
Let me just say something about Josh Freeman. For all the people about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for all the people who think the Saints are going to end up, you know, making the playoffs on a wild card or even winning the division, the Bucs are going to be better than them for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they're dangerous.
I can't say that right now definitively because I'm still not sold on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I think their offense is wonderful. I think their offense is elite.
Yeah, they put up.
You know, I think their offense is very elite with Doug Martin, Vincent Jackson, Mike Williams.
That running back
Dallas
makes
Clark.
such a big difference, man.
It does.
Yeah.
But
And Vince Jackson actually in shape because early in the season he looked like a.
But he's still slow as shit.
He's still slow as shit. I mean, it doesn't matter what he does. He's slow as shit.
He'll get ran down by London Fletcher.
Wow.
But,
Land's named after a city.
But I'm saying this Buccaneers team scares me on the defensive side of the ball. They're not that great. They're playing the Carolina Panthers team whose best offensive player is Cam Newton, and then after that,
They're hiding a lot of age on that Bucs defense. You still got Rondé Barber, who has a 263.
but he's playing like a Pro Bowler.
Right, but he's lost a step
But this
in
was,
coverage.
But this was another game that the Carolina Panthers had won, and they gave it away.
But Tampa Bay should beat Carolina. You know what I'm saying right now?
I disagree.
I think they should.
I disagree. The Panthers.
Carolina is horrible on defense.
Because
They are, but at the beginning of the game, their defense played extraordinarily well. Kept them running with the interception for a touchdown.
Well, I like Charles Johnson.
They did very good things, but at the end of the game, this is a problem that Cam Newton has had since his rookie year. All right, he's always been in games, and then when it comes down to it, he can't win it at the end. He always has had that problem, and it's becoming a trend.
they scored 14 in the first half. They didn't score in the third quarter, and then they scored 7 in the fourth. Tampa Bay was able to, even though they didn't score in the third either, they scored 11 in the fourth.
Well, I mean, and then overtime comes, that pass to Dallas Clark, he was wide open. That's terrible defensive coverage. That defense has a lot to do with the fact that they lost, but that offense also has a lot to do. I thought this Carolina Panthers team was going to have one of the top rushing offenses in the league. They have been extremely disappointing, especially with the signing of Mike Tolbert.
And they paid that money to those guys.
I mean,
that's bullshit.
Didn't their GM get fired earlier in the season because of that? Basically, those contracts hamstrung.
Cam got fired. Cam got fired.
Oh yeah, Cam didn't like it.
Man, I don't know what's going on, but
Cam Newton pulled the
change is gonna have to be made.
Change.
Cam Newton pulled the Kobe. You know,
A little thing about Cam, though, I've seen some rumblings from some NFL writers that say that Cam cares a little bit too much about his stats instead of winning. Like sometimes
I don't believe that.
Sometimes they say he might take a sack instead of just throwing the ball out of bounds to mess with his completion percentage.
You know why I disagree with that? I think he knows full well the benefits of winning. If he wins, he'll get the respect that he wants.
He did it in high school.
And I think he will do it once he gets players around him.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the players around him.
I mean, I like Steve Smith, but Steve Smith is not the same Steve Smith we saw in 2001.
He's over
He's
there.
not. All right, Greg Olsen is his only offensive weapon, you know, and then he gets double covered. I mean, it is very tough for Cam Newton to make plays, especially with that piss poor offensive line, how they've been playing. I mean, there has to be changes done. I think the Panthers are still a good team. I'm not sold on the Buccaneers after that poor performance against the Panthers, who are a piss poor team.
Dig it. Next up, the most disappointing game of the week. The Atlanta Falcons barely beat the Arizona Cardinals, 23-19. For Arizona, Larod Stevens-Howling had 22 rushes for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. For Atlanta, Michael Turner had 15 rushes, 46 yards and 1 touchdown. This game extremely disappointed me. Matt Ryan threw 5 interceptions.
I don't know if it was Matt Ryan or Tony Romo on the Falcons offense.
Right. 5 interceptions.
And
one of them was Phillip Rivers-esque.
Oh, that one to the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That out route, it was like, if I was a coordinator, I'd have got so mad I'd have got quiet. Like, Matt, what'd you see?
No, you don't look at him. As soon as he comes to the sideline, you just turn away and just let him go sit somewhere.
It seemed like he was too excited.
Sit on the bench, man.
He wanted to throw the lights out.
I see. This has really shown me the Falcons' one deficiency on the offensive side of the ball. Their offensive line is not that good.
I don't agree with that.
Their offensive line is not that good.
I think Matt Ryan.
I mean, you got this, but you got this defensive line. You got guys like Calais Campbell. You got guys like the linebacker. I forget his name.
Darnell Dockett.
No, not Dockett. The linebacker. You know, he's been showing out this year. I forget his name. But their linebacking core is excellent.
Who, Washington?
Yes, Daryl Washington.
Daryl
Washington hasn't played Pro Bowl like this year. They were really having trouble keeping Ryan protected and even getting Michael Turner off on the run game. You know, all I've heard this week from this win is that Falcons need to be more balanced.
And that's part of the problem. They're trying to force the run. They're trying to
the whole game felt forced.
They're trying to force it, but see, I think because of the loss to the Saints the week before, Matt Ryan came out and pressed him. He was like, you know what, I gotta win this game. And that's why you've seen so many interceptions, because he was forcing passes that usually he wouldn't even have attempted, because there was just some poor throws.
To be honest, I think the Falcons should have lost this game if it wasn't for the fact that the Cardinals are stupid, and when they see a fumble,
I agree. I agree. I completely blame this on the Falcons.
The Cardinals didn't win this game because they have 2 piss poor quarterbacks.
Listen, that fumble return for a touchdown,
yeah,
that was a play where there were people standing around the ball and nobody picked it up. Hey, pretty much, the guy threw the beat, pick it up and go. Like, hey,
but I mean, Abraham didn't even tell the Falcons.
Excellent move for Babineau. Excellent move by Babineau to pick it up and score because that won them the game.
Absolutely.
Did Larry Fitzgerald even show up to this game? 1 for 11 yards? I mean, who was checking him?
I mean, when you got Larry Fitzgerald is basically the only guy on that Cardinals, he was getting double teamed.
And no quarterback. No quarterback. So even when the passes are coming in his direction,
I think they should put Wisenhunt in some pass.
Well, I mean, there was a play in the fourth quarter where it was a pass to Fitzgerald. He could have caught it. He had an off game, you know. But the Cardinals don't give Fitzgerald the ball in areas where he can excel. I mean, he's a big guy, big, strong receiver. Give the guy a fucking screen pass. Give the guy a crossing route and let him go, let him run. You know what I'm saying? Larry Fitzgerald isn't a guy who gets hit, he gets knocked out, and he's not coming back in the game. This is a tough receiver. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
They're not getting a lot of returns.
I just don't think they have the quarterbacks capable of executing those plays.
If you can't execute a crossing route that's 5-yard cross route,
what are you doing in the NFL?
Then get the fuck off.
Why are you in the NFL if you can't do a screen pass?
Tebow's under roster.
Okay. Tebow is not
look
started.
at you got
look at his stats.
I'm just saying.
-5 passing yards. How you get negative passing yards?
Ryan.
I'm just saying.
I have no idea who the hell he is.
Third string quarterback.
Okay, and Skelton. I mean, 2 of 7, 6 yards. You should be ashamed.
2 of 7, 6 yards.
You should be ashamed of
What's
yourself.
QBR?
Listen.
Okay, yeah, it's QBR. It's like
Kevin Cobb
and the negatives.
Proved that he was a starting quarterback for this team when
absolutely.
Skelton got hurt at the beginning of the season. Kevin Cobb getting hurt. Hey, you just said as bad as you want. They went what?
They were looking good before he got hurt.
Very good before he got hurt.
4-0.
Michael Floyd was in the game. He was making catches. Andre Roberts was making catches.
Right.
He was spreading the ball around. Larod Stevens-Howling was actually running the ball well.
Absolutely.
And then you still can't get
Did you believe in that 4-0 record?
I didn't believe that. I thought that the defense was playing way above than what they were.
Absolutely.
If you told me they were going to be 4-6 right now, I'd say, wow, they're having a better season than I thought they would.
To be honest, I think a lot of people didn't show love to the NFC West. The NFC West is a tough ass division. All of those teams have very good.
Where you got Frisco and Seattle? They hold it down.
But I'm saying, don't look at the back end either. The Cardinals.
Oh yeah, the Cardinals defense. Their front seven is.
I've
said it before. Their front seven is a shit.
The Rams too. Chris Long, Laurinaitis, those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't no hoes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know how the hell the Jets even stayed with the Rams after I saw them last week.
Well,
Rams looked like they were going to blow the Jets off the field.
They're another team that is going through issues transition-wise. They're trying
Jets
to
got one of the
transition.
best defensive coordinators in the league in Rex Ryan. So that's why the Jets always come to play every week. Next up on the slate, the Green Bay Packers defeat the Detroit Lions 24-20. This is another ugly game. It was a bad week for me. You know, as a fan, it was a bad week for me. Aaron Rodgers was 19-27, 236 yards, 2 TDs and 1 interception. For Detroit, Calvin Johnson had 5 receptions, 143 yards and 1 touchdown.
I have a problem with the Lions secondary just for the fact that I saw passes that were just like air balls. Like, it was just, lingering in the air for a long time. And the Lions secondary just cannot find the ball in the air.
We cut 2 cornerbacks this week.
It's sad. It's very bad. All right, and the fact that the Lions haven't done anything to try to change this atmosphere of just having this poor secondary.
They have.
They gave Matt Flynn a job. All right, you gave Matt Flynn a job, a very nice contract. I mean, like this is ridiculous.
Let's talk about one of their other issues. Ndamukong Suh just hasn't been playing as well as he has been his rookie year.
I think Ndamukong Suh is as dominant as he can be in the situation in the defense
He's
that
been
he's in.
playing actually well.
But when you have a secondary who's terrible, I mean, when you can throw it anywhere on the field.
I'm not saying he's terrible. I just think his rookie season has been his best season so far.
Well, I mean, what, three seasons?
Yeah, but I mean, he had different assignments this season. From the coaching standpoint, Jim Schwartz said it last week that Ndamukong Suh has been doing everything they asked of him.
I mean, I can't see.
It's a different scheme this year. They're trying to do more with some of their other moving parts, and he's paying the price.
I can't sit here and say Ndamukong Suh isn't still a dominant defensive tackle. He's still dominant. Even though he might not have played as well as he did in his rookie by all accounts.
He had 6 tackles that game, by the way.
But he's
2
still one of the most dominant players in the NFL. You know, that secondary though, man, I don't think I've seen anything.
We got Drayden Florence back this week. That'll help.
Really?
Yeah, it will. With that secondary, yes.
I mean,
you got Drayden Florence back. That's big for the Lions. Anybody else, I'm like, no. But for the Lions, that's huge.
I need to call Pac-Man Jones. Like, call
He's with Cincinnati, having a good time.
The 2 things that jumped out at me in this game was you left out the one stat with Calvin Johnson, 1 fumble lost.
Yeah.
And then also Matt Stafford, 1 fumble lost.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta take care of the rock, man. Right. You gotta stop giving the other team opportunity, especially Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Stop giving the ball back to Aaron Rodgers, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
Okay, you're not going to make it.
I agree. It's the little things with this team. It is the little things.
Now I got a question for you guys. You got Matt Stafford. All right. Has he shown his ability as a number 1 pick?
No, he hasn't.
Has he been shown?
He's been too inconsistent.
He had 1 great year so far.
At this point in his career,
in fairness, the year before he got hurt.
No, he needed to be a Pro Bowl because he was Pro Bowl last year.
I mean, I'm in the standpoint of I see Matt Stafford as a guy kind of similar to how any quarterback would be with a great receiver. I mean, Matt Stafford is a lucky motherfucker. He has Calvin Johnson to throw the ball.
Basically, Carson Palmer when Chad Johnson was on his A game.
Phillip Rivers when Vincent Jackson and Antonio Gates were on their A game. Yeah.
Matt Stafford reminds me a lot of Eli at this point in his career, where a lot of people believed in him, but a lot of people doubted him. And you just have to work through it. You have to work through the inconsistencies. He has to get more consistent. Yeah, he's working behind the line that's I mean, even the Lions fan to my right will admit that their offensive line leaves a lot to be desired.
Jeff Backus is out.
Let's be real. Oh, God. But let's be real. The Packers O-line has looked worse than this Lions O-line. Like, the Packers O-line has looked worse. I've seen games where the Packers O-line has given up like 8 sacks.
But you've got an Aaron Rodgers as opposed to Matthew Stafford.
As Stephen A. said, he's a bad
man.
But that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers picked number 24 in the draft. Matt Stafford picked number 24.
We already know that was a fluke. Aaron Rodgers draft. He shouldn't have been drafted that low.
But he wasn't even the number 1 pick.
I know. I understand that. But I don't feel like you can compare the years because it was 2 totally different type of seasons. Yeah. You can't compare the years.
You can't use where they're drafted as that. Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. He was 199.
But I'm talking about talent evaluation. I'm talking about from a standpoint of talent evaluation. Obviously, they felt that Matt Stafford was more talented than Aaron Rodgers. Obviously.
No, not at the time. No.
Man, you can't do
Hold
that.
on. So you're telling me that Matt Stafford wasn't a better talent than Aaron Rodgers if you take their respective drafts?
They weren't the same. They weren't drafted in the same draft.
2 different years.
But even if they were in 2 different years, their grades were different. I mean, I'm talking about the Mel Kipers of the world.
Todd McShay.
Dan Marino was drafted at the...
All I'm saying
Clearly,
is
23 teams dropped the ball on
the talent
everybody.
evaluation. The
One
talent
big
evaluation
time.
of how they evaluate talent in the NFL was obviously flawed at that point.
It's
always has been.
Of the fact
It's always been.
that Matt Stafford was
Vinny.
seen as the number one pick.
Vinny, talent evaluating is if you get it right 50% of the time, you're a genius. And if you get lucky and Tom Brady falls into your lap, you can't even claim credit for that. It is what you don't still know.
You can claim credit for it if you drafted him.
No, you
if
can't.
You picked him up off the waiver wire.
Bill Belichick would never tell you that he made a genius pick with Tom Brady. He will always tell you, if I thought he was that good, I would have drafted him in the first round.
Hey, same thing they say about Rob Gronkowski. Same thing they say about Mike Wallace.
I think
Sean Jackson, all these guys.
I think that Rodgers' conference hurt him. I think that people were still doubting.
Cal.
Cal and all that out there.
It should have hurt Alex Smith
And
too. What team did he come from?
yeah.
Utah, I
So
think.
first of all, to
And
draft the SEC quarterback number one, I mean, but even look at the history in that
So
respect.
you don't think Matt Stafford was worth that pick?
I don't think I didn't think he was the number one pick.
Who was the best quarterback?
That year?
I don't think that a quarterback should.
He wasn't.
Number one.
No, he wasn't
I don't
number
even
one.
think a quarterback
Pick.
should.
That was after your 0-16 year, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think a quarterback should have been picked in that first.
Who were the quarterbacks
number
that
one.
year?
Stafford, Sanchez,
Josh Freeman.
Yeah.
First
I'd
round.
take Stafford then.
I wouldn't pick him number one though.
You
I mean,
need-
I can pull up that
After
draft.
an
I can pull up that draft right now.
I'm very proud of Detroit because they have a piss poor record drafting
that
quarterback.
0-16 year.
After
But even so, I can
Matt
pull up that
Stafford
draft
goes to what?
and
Charlie
I can
Batch?
name you 10 players
So I'm
who
gonna
I
go
would
ahead.
select
I'm
over
gonna be
Matt
happy
Stafford.
about that.
Coming
In
out
that first round, yes. Coming
in
out.
that draft, coming out
Defensively, on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of players are better.
on an
Even the offensive side.
0-16 team, you gotta pick a quarterback.
And then what happened when they picked that quarterback? Still piss poor.
No.
It didn't take until they
Well,
got
it takes
Dominic
time
Sue
to build the rest of the team.
Absolutely not piss poor.
until they got a
Don't
Dominic
discredit
Sue.
Matt Stafford like that.
Until
Now,
they
I'm
got
just quiet.
Dominic Sue.
He's not piss poor.
Hold on.
Now you guys
Were they any good
You got
until
fucking Mark
Dominic Sue?
Sanchez. That was a waste of a draft pick jumping up. You could have got Mark
So-
Sanchez in the second
So
round.
what was the Lions' record before Ndamukong Suh and after Ndamukong Suh? Vastly different. That just shows you what a
But
defensive
don't forget
powerhouse
about the
does.
quarterback.
Oh yeah, because he did. No, he's so
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
Matt
that's great.
Stafford didn't even play his rookie year.
Oh, he's so awesome.
He got hurt.
Matt Stafford's
His second year, they went 10-6. He had nothing to do with that.
Oh, it's great when you have fucking Calvin Johnson, the 6'5"
So it's all Calvin Johnson.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Next
is.
up.
When you got Calvin Johnson, you can throw the ball
You're
up.
spending too much time listening to somebody who doesn't matter. The Washington Redskins defeat the Philadelphia Eagles
He and my
31-6.
RG3.
Can I say something?
Hold on.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy had 6 receptions, 67 yards. Y'all gonna let me finish this shit.
I learned this
RG3
about
for
Philly
Washington,
too.
14-15, 200 yards, 4 TDs. We gonna have some order in this bitch.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
Now go ahead.
All right. We know how good RG3 is. We know how good he's going to be. I regret it. I'm a Giants fan. That guy's going to be beating my team for years to come. Now, as far as that Philly offensive line, I think now we know how bad it really is. Nick Foles had no time, none whatsoever to throw the ball, and
Even with that, I still have to put a lot of this loss on the game planning.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, that offensive coach, that
But I was about to say,
offensive line.
offensive coordinator is Morningweg, right?
No, it's Andy Reid.
It's Andy.
It's Andy Reid.
It's Andy.
I mean, you're in a situation. You have two great receivers. You have Macklin. You have Deshaun Jackson. You even have a solid tight end, Brent Selleck. You have one of the best running backs in the NFL, LaShawn McCoy.
If you don't have a core, it doesn't matter.
Even with a backup quarterback, you got to give your playmakers the ball.
If you do not have a core, it doesn't matter. If you can't get the ball out in time, what does it matter? You have to throw the ball.
Hey man, you have to use your plays effectively. That's what you have a running game for.
It starts up
That's
front.
what you
though,
have
Danny.
a screen.
You gotta have a line, at least a half of a line. I mean, come on, you gotta have at least one guard and one tackle.
You got to at least be able to run.
But if that's the case, then this is something that the Philadelphia Eagles have failed. Another problem. For
In-
evaluation.
In
They have
fair,
one starter.
in
That
fairness,
was the starter in the beginning of the season.
they did
left
lose 4 out of
tackle was right
5.
off the bat,
They
right?
did lose 4 out of 5 guys.
So fucking what? You're an NFL coach. Get the players you need to be successful.
Hey, injuries
Why are
hurt
you-
everybody.
But I'm saying, if injuries came into play, okay, so be it. You should have players who are ready to step in. Obviously, these backups that they drafted or signed
They spent all
are
their money.
terrible.
They spent all their money on their big names. That's the problem.
Namdi Asamoah, I'll let your boy.
Nandi Asamoah, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, Mike Vick, D'Amico Ryans. All these guys got the bread. Deshaun Jackson. All these guys got the cake. These are guys that need to be producing.
But these guys who did deserve deserve it when they were winning. But now you're in a situation where that has hurt your team.
Yeah.
And now Andy Reid's going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because this was a blowout loss to a very bad defense in Washington. I mean, this defense is not good.
And they're hurt. They don't even have Kerrigan or
Orakpo, Carricker.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys are out, and they still beat the shit.
Then the safety too went out. Brandon Merriweather.
Yep, he sure did.
Well, he did. He got a pick 6 that game though. But yeah,
he's gone for the season.
Now, for everybody who says Nick Foles, all right, this Nick Foles shit, I don't know what.
I was glad that they seen what Nick Foles was about.
All right, now
the fact that they actually were thinking, well, he might be better than Michael Vick, and the team responded well to Foles when Vick got knocked out. Yeah, now how do you guys feel?
They're Philadelphia fans. They don't know any better.
I think that Philadelphia just doesn't like black quarterbacks. Because every single time they have a problem with the black quarterback that's running the show.
Philly fans don't.
There's always a problem with McNabb. There's always a problem with Vick.
They had problems.
Are very negative. Very negative.
They had problems with Jaworski too.
Who was the backup for Donovan McNabb and they wanted to put him in?
AJ Feely.
AJ Feely. Get the fuck out of here, man. These guys are supposed to show up.
I agree. Philly, y'all got to support your team a little bit better.
He did get a good contract because of that, though.
They booed the best quarterback they've had in the last 50 years when he got drafted. What do you want from the Eagles fans?
They didn't boo the best.
Eagle fans are consistently stupid.
They didn't.
Okay? They know their stupidity. They live in it. Okay? They're idiots. They don't. They're bandwagon jumpers.
Cunningham. They gave him.
They don't know when they got a good
thing. And the Vikings had one of the best seasons in their history. Okay. With Randall Cunningham at the helm, but they wanted to give him away.
I love seeing our team rock their shit.
I have a problem. I have a problem with the Eagles doing. It always seems like it's the black quarterback who's running the helm, and there always seems to be a problem with the black quarterback that's running the team.
No, they're good now. They're good now.
It's gonna be rough for them in the post Michael Vick era.
I mean, I don't want it to be about race, but that's what it fucking seems like. All right, when they say Nick Foles is better than Michael Vick, okay, you're stupid. Kevin Cobb better than Michael Vick, yeah, you're stupid. Yeah. Kevin Cobb better than McNabb, yeah, you're stupid.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna keep it moving. We had 35 minutes on the last week's game, so let's finish this up real quick so we can get to the new game.
All right.
The New Orleans Saints beat up on the Oakland Raiders, 38-17. Drew Brees was 20 for 27, 219 yards, 3 TDs. And Vinny's favorite, Carson Palmer for Oakland, was 22 for 40, 312 yards.
Get it out of your system first before we can move on.
Oh yeah,
I gotta go pee.
I got 2 words about this loss. Carson Palmer.
That's it?
This is a team.
Oh no, that's not it. This
is a team that gave up 2 first-round picks for a bum at quarterback. I don't know what to say. The Oakland Raiders team is in total flux.
Is he worse than Bruce Godowski?
Yes, I actually think Bruce Gronkowski has a lot of success.
Oh, you're crazy.
Had a lot of success with
the team was better. But the team was better then.
Yeah, but this team has weapons on the offensive side of the ball, but they're not being taken advantage of because Carson Palmer's busy throwing picks.
The Raiders should have never gotten rid of Tom Cable.
He only threw 2 picks the last game, though, in fairness.
Oh, okay. 2 picks a game. How many is that a season? That's 32. All right, let's add up the numbers. All right.
All right. Next up, the Denver Broncos again beat up on the San Diego Chargers, 30-23.
This game
for San Diego.
Chargers.
Look, there is a positive with the Chargers losing this
game. There is no.
There is a positive.
Peyton Manning was 25-42, 270 yards.
We don't need to talk about Peyton Manning. We know it was going to be good.
Okay, time out. Nobody thought Peyton Manning was going to be this good.
I did.
You did.
This guy, but MVP talks.
I did.
MVP. Did you guys think he was going to be the front runner of the MVP?
Comeback player of the year, at least.
Peyton Manning had to sit for a whole year. Peyton Manning.
Did you think that Peyton Manning would come in and be better than Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Than Eli Manning?
Because
Tom Brady?
Peyton,
I don't think
Peyton has a limited career left. He's going to give everything he has.
But I don't think that he was going to. I didn't think he was going to come out and be the best quarterback in the
NFL. But let's talk about the
positive
positive for the Chargers. Charger fans, guess what? Norv is finally going to be fired, and so is AJ Smith. Next year,
I don't think that's the Chargers' problem. I think their problem is Phillip Rivers. I think that he's been there a little too long, and I think that his prime has already passed. All right, they should have been to a Super Bowl already.
All right, quick question for everybody: who do the Chargers go after for a coach? Because they need leadership.
It's going to be Wade Phillips. I'm telling you, it's going to be Wade Phillips.
I think that unless they go after a guy like Bill Cowher or maybe a Gruden type of guy, somebody who can run the team.
It's not going to be Gruden.
You know,
he wants a young quarterback.
You know, I'll say this though. I don't like Phillip Rivers at quarterback. I don't think that
he's looked extremely hurt. He's taken a step back this season.
He took a step back last season.
Ago. I mean,
every season has been progressive.
progressively
I never thought
worse.
Phillip Rivers would be this bad. I actually have respect for him as a quarterback.
I mean, after seeing a game last year where it was 4th down and they needed to score and he threw the ball out of bounds, I mean, that basically sums up.
He plays too much with his emotion, if that makes sense. He plays with too much on the
and it doesn't help that this Chargers team has given up great offensive weapons. Vincent Jackson gave up Darren Sproles, gave up Michael Turner.
LT.
Right? LT.
Guess who?
All these guys.
Guess who you got to talk to about that? It's AJ Smith being cheap. He's gone. I'm telling you.
Hey, but they went in to draft Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews is the answer. Ha!
Right. Fresno State.
How about your boy?
Go back to Fresno.
But going back to that LT thing, he was kind of at the end of his career.
It doesn't matter.
But when he went to the Jets, he was better than what they had. He was better than. They should have kept Mike Tolbert also, another guy they should have kept.
All the running backs they gave up
Mike
past
Tolbert was not a big money guy, and he produced very well.
Darren Sproles wasn't a big money guy.
In hindsight, what I would have done is I would have paid Turner. That's what I would have done.
But there were so many running backs there, you didn't even have to pay Turner. You could have just paid Sproles, and paid Tolbert. And you would have had a combination that was 10 times better than what Michael Turner did.
Right. So we agree. AJ Smith gets fired too.
I don't like any of those guys who were in the front office. I don't like Phillip Rivers either. I think it's time for him to go.
Yeah. To me, the story is Peyton Manning. Denver's 7-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Is anybody asking for Tebow anymore?
And another thing.
I mean, but you can't even compare those two.
I don't think anyone was asking.
You can't even compare them.
Who was asking for Tebow when they found out they could get him?
Skip Bayless.
Hey,
oh God.
The Broncos going to have a big problem though. Willis McGahee, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
They can fix
ACL.
that.
But I'm saying
that is a problem.
That running game has been a big part of that offense.
Their backup running back is not bad.
Who? Hillman?
Yeah, he's not bad.
I mean,
he's serviceable.
But being serviceable and being what Willis McGahee has been. Willis McGahee has been a top 10 running back this year.
Don't forget they still got no Sean Moreno too.
Yeah, but what do you mean no Sean Moreno?
No Sean when he's healthy.
No Sean. All right.
He's more no show than no Sean.
He did surprise me.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving. What are we on? Like 2 hours on this?
We're at 40 minutes. Yeah, we got 3 more games left.
3 more games.
The New England Patriots beat up on the Indianapolis Colts 59-24. For Indianapolis, T.Y. Hilton had 6 receptions, 100 yards, 2 TDs. For New England, Tom Brady was 24-35, 331 yards, 3 TDs.
Don't you love it when a team runs up this score and gets one of their best players hurt? Just saying.
Big story. Rob Gronkowski hurt. I mean, Bill Belichick after the game, they asked him, why the hell was the nigga still out there? They got guys. They have Kellen Winslow. They have Asante Shenko.
And why was he in on the extra point?
Again,
he is a genius. He is the genius, the resident genius of the NFL. Do not question his genius.
I don't know what the whole deal was. I don't like the decision. I have Rob Gronkowski on my fantasy team. That hurts.
When did he get hurt in the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So
all the starters were still in.
So it was 45-17 after that pick 6 when he got hurt. Okay, all right, that's cool.
New England went first quarter 7 points, second quarter 17, 14 in the third, and 21 in the fourth.
This is a team that's going to be playing
pinball.
I don't understand this Patriots team. Every time they lose or they don't play well the last week, they always feel we got to run up the score on the next team we play just to prove to everyone we're still good.
Cover up their weakness.
I mean, their team is a scoring machine, but defensive wise, they have a lot of trouble. Only teams that can really stop these guys are the team that can stop them on the offense. I mean, stop them on the defensive side of the ball. Stop Tom Brady, and then get on offense and score.
Well,
not a lot of teams that can do that.
Well, if they go to the Super Bowl, hope for the Giants are there waiting for them. That'll be another guaranteed win right there.
Next up on the slate, the Baltimore Ravens defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers in a dogfight as usual, 13-10.
Let's talk about that suspension for Reed.
Ray Rice had 20 rushes for 40 yards. For Pittsburgh, Byron Leftwich started. He had the best play of the game, hands down. Byron Leftwich, 1 rush, 31 yards, and a touchdown.
I mean,
I felt like I was watching footage from like 10 years ago.
Byron Leftwich.
10 years ago?
Did you see how he ran?
10 years ago.
Slow as shit.
This wasn't 10.
That was the slowest touchdown run I've ever seen.
I thought I was watching his high school game. Come on, 10 years ago?
Best play of the game, hands down.
All right, fine.
Okay, but one thing I loved about this game, tough, hard fought, big hits.
Dogfight.
Again, the NFL trying to step in and say it's too much. Fuck you, Roger Goodell. Suck my
balls. But they did fix it.
No, they didn't.
No, they still fined him, which I find it ridiculous.
They still shouldn't have given him that $50,000.
There shouldn't have been no fine at all.
And I'm sorry
because he did nothing wrong.
I'm
there
sorry
was no hits to the
for
head.
the audience. We're talking about Ed Reed being fined for a average hit against Emmanuel Sanders.
Where they said it kept, it kept occurring though. He said it was egregious, over and over. First of all, we're talking about Ed Reed here. All right,
one of the best safeties in the league.
Ed Reed is not a dirty player.
No,
he's not somebody who tries to hurt anybody. He's not a guy who attempts to, cause damage.
Right.
He just makes big hits.
Right.
All right, and to find this guy because he plays the game that has made this Ravens team so powerful.
And put the emphasis on it. They fined him $400,000 and suspended him a game. That is fucking ridiculous.
Even to take the fine down to $50,000, I don't find that any of those hits were egregious enough.
I think
they were direct hits to the head.
think the
owner,
owner,
like the way McCoy got hit. There was no hits like
if
that.
it was James Harrison, I could understand, but not Ed Reed.
I think the owner slips him back that $50,000 and say, all right, I understand, whatever. But
I not only got angry at that Ed Reed one, but the Jay Cutler one.
Yeah.
Going back to the Bears game.
Yeah.
He had already passed the line of scrimmage. So at that point, he's
season.
a runner.
Yeah, it's open season.
All right, and he got helmet to helmet hit, but the guy wrapped him up.
Yeah.
He wrapped him up high, and I couldn't.
Guess
believe
what? Helmet to helmet hits, whether it's a running back, they're not illegal in the NFL.
The NFL is they're gonna fuck around and mess up their brand, and it's a PR move, and PR doesn't run football. So quit having motherfucking non-football people making football decisions.
It's a PR move that's making them look bad.
This is a league where its history is covered in blood, violence, and sweat.
Let's talk about that history for a second because they keep saying we want the players to tackle like they did in the old days. When they tackled properly.
Last time I checked, horse collar tackles was allowed because I remember a lot of videos.
And I want to say,
does anybody know who Night Train Lane is?
Detroit Lions, baby. What you mean?
15 picks in one season. You know the face mask thing? Do you know why that's a penalty? He kept tackling people by ripping them by their face mask down, so they had to change the rules. That was in the 50s, the time when they used to play properly, when they tackled properly. Remember Ronnie Lott?
But even all that, they say these things. All right, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to.
But it's not the truth. It's far from the truth. Because back in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 70s, those were a lot tougher players in a lot tougher circumstances, and they were getting hurt a lot.
Absolutely.
And they were making way worse hits than anything I'm seeing now.
And they were making way less money. I feel like you're in the NFL. You know the consequences of being in the NFL. You understand that you are signing your life away.
I think a lot of people out here are underestimating how much damage these guys do to their bodies every week. That, after a game, even guys who come out of it without being injured, are still banged up, man.
They're still hurting.
Okay,
so here's my
guys who can't move till Wednesday.
So here's my question: why are they playing on Thursday nights then? If they care about player safety.
There you go again.
Well, I just want to give a big fuck you to Ray Anderson, the NFL executive VP, who made the decision to fine my man Ed Reed, and he tried to come out and defend it. And he pretty much said the NFL was not backing down, and that they wanted to prove a point because they said the fines weren't working, so they wanted to fuck you, Ray. You know what I mean?
I mean,
and the receiver moved into making the hit worse. What is Reed supposed to do?
All this is allowing is allowing for more offense. Again, the NFL doing more after the tuck rule. After all,
it's going to make the game boring.
It's going to make the game. You're going to have scores like 59-42.
You mean like last year when they had to change it for the playoffs because they said the fans were complaining about it?
Defense will be non-existent.
Like they changed basketball.
Yep.
After Jordan.
Absolutely.
No, after your Knicks. It was your Knicks that
after
did
Jordan.
it.
All right.
If Larry Bird, they wouldn't have changed. If Larry Bird had whined, they wouldn't have changed the rule. But it was Jordan.
It was your 96. All right, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
We'll
talk about it later.
All right. Give me just a second. We got one more game from last week. The San Francisco 49ers beat the brakes off of the Chicago Bears.
That wasn't a game.
32-7. For Chicago, Brandon Marshall had 2 receptions, 21 yards, 1 touchdown. For San Francisco, the man, Colin Kaepernick, 16 and 23, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Let me tell you my takeaway from this game. Jay Cutler, he might be my MVP because that line is piss poor.
I felt bad.
How the hell? How does he play behind that line every week?
To be honest, I mean, the Bears have showed out against very bad teams, and whenever they've played a very good team,
their line gets exposed.
They underperform.
Yeah, they only have 1 win against a team with winning record.
With a 5, yeah.
Kind of like the
about
Falcons.
500.
No, it sounds like the Falcons. I mean, another team.
Sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it?
I mean, they're very good. They have very good weapons. They're a great team, just like the Falcons.
No offensive line.
So
none whatsoever.
I don't think the Falcons have the egregious deficiencies that the Bears do. I think the Falcons' offensive line is a lot better.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
I think the Bears have the worst offensive line in the league.
I don't know about that.
In between him and Philly.
I take Philly's line.
How about them Jets?
The Jets, come on. The Jets have a Pro Bowl at center. Come on.
They're not the worst.
They have the best center in the league still playing on their
You
thing.
say that, but they still suck.
They won last week. All right.
What's their rushing numbers? Look at the number.
to the games this week.
Week 12.
Because you boys won't let me move forward. God, dog.
Man.
I feel like I'm going to start prodding y'all with a lunch next time.
Next time.
All right, this week's scoreboard. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Shout out to everybody eating turkey and chicken.
Gobble, gobble.
Whatever else.
Gobble, gobble.
We got 3 big games on Thanksgiving. You have the 9-1 Houston Texans on the road heading to Detroit to play my Lions sitting at 4-6 at home.
Ouch.
Houston's 10-1, right?
9-1.
I said 10-1. I know what I said.
F you, boy.
And then 4-0 on the road.
Vinny, what's your prediction for this game?
Man, I got the Texans winning it big. I mean, after that game with the Jaguars, I think they have to come out, and show the league that they're not playing no more.
Okay.
They have to come out and prove that they need to be the number 1 team and to get that home field advantage. Just getting this win and be 10-1, that'll go a long way to giving them that home field advantage. I got the Texans winning 23-10.
23-10. All right, Vincent.
All right. I like Detroit. I really do. I do like some of their players. I like Calvin Johnson, obviously. I think Sue's not as good as he used to be, but hopefully he'll get better. But Houston, they're just a great team.
I put him against
both sides. Whatever. I like him on both sides of the ball. I think Houston wins this game maybe 28-10.
28-10. Y'all not giving the Lions more than 10 points? What about you, Luke?
All right. Houston is 4-0 on the road. Detroit is 2-2 at home. I like, I don't think anybody on Detroit can check Andre Johnson, and I don't know if Detroit's going to be able to stop Foster. So I'm going to Houston 28-10.
Mari Spivey's out. Alfonso Smith was released. Eric Davis was released.
Right.
Drayton Florence is back.
Oh, you're talking about a secondary that nobody cares about. Get to the point. They suck. Let's keep moving.
This is going to be my upset pick of the week.
Oh my God, what a surprise.
I got the Detroit Lions beating Houston Texans in Detroit 23-20.
Ooh.
Next up for the Turkey Day games, you got the 4-6 Washington Redskins on the road heading to Dallas, who is sitting at an ugly 5-5.
I want to. You go.
I mean, the Cowboys being 5-5, they're still in the race for the NFC East. The Redskins being 4-6, they're still in it for the NFC
They're
East.
still in it.
I mean, I love RG3. I think he is an excellent player, but I'm not sold on this Washington defense. I think the Cowboys will keep this game close until the end, and they'll get a touchdown to win the game. Des Bryant playing great. Jason Witten, of course. Bills Jones has been stepping up. I think the Cowboys will win it 17-14.
Okay.
Des Bryant played a great game. He showed up, and he's played some great halves. He shows up for one half and then doesn't show up for the next half. This is the type of game that the Cowboys always lose. Everyone's riding them. Everybody loves them. They go out there and they probably get blown out 35
Like a Giants fan, doesn't it?
Hey, I watch
They
them.
are at home, though.
Yeah, exactly. This is why they're probably going to lose this game. I think.
2-2 at home. Washington's 2-3 on the road.
Honestly, I think the Cowboys probably lose this maybe 25-20.
25-20. That's ugly. What about you, Luke?
I like RG3. I don't like Dallas in a big spot. Dallas needs to win every game, to make the playoffs. They're not going to do it.
Time out. I don't think they need to win every game to make the playoffs.
They're 5-5.
I mean, I look at the
think
Giants.
they're gonna
Giants
make-
are 6-4. If they win the division, I mean, they're going to the playoffs.
I mean,
better than the Giants.
But I don't see them even losing one game the rest of the year.
The Giants?
I'm saying Dallas.
Oh.
So I like Washington on the road, 23-20.
I'm going to pick the young boy. I like RG3. Dallas is extremely disappointing me. I've expected so much more out of their defense.
Dang, I like to eat.
Oh, DeMarcus Ware
I mean-
is unsure for this game.
Oh, that's
There's no
That's
guarantee.
huge.
There's no
That's
guarantee
huge.
that he's going to
I've
play.
expected more from this defense. They have let me down.
I mean, I don't
Pierre
think
Garçon is
the
playing this
defense
week.
has let me down. But
Pierre
DeMarcus
Garçon.
Ware is not.
Pierre Garçon is the number one wide receiver for the Redskins.
Honestly, it's really not a pick for Washington for me. It's more of a pick against Dallas. It's just a big spot
Not
for
like a
this.
Giants fan, right?
He's
I've watched
blue
Dallas.
red to his heart. So yeah, I got Washington.
I mean, I
winning.
can see if he was like a Pittsburgh fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a Giants fan.
I mean, they only did win the Super Bowl last season.
True.
So I got Washington.
Beating your nemesis, right?
Hey, I don't like the Patriots no more than you.
Hey! I was quiet when you guys made your prediction. I got Washington winning this thing. It's gonna be ugly. I got it 13-10.
Dang, I'm the only one picking the Cowboys. Wow.
I mean, you could be right. It's
I
really,
mean, yeah, that's-
it's really a tough pick, but I just like Washington more.
And my aunt could have a set of balls, and she would be my uncle.
I certainly wouldn't bet this game. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
Stay away from this one.
So next up, the last Turkey Day game, the late night game.
The one I can't see because I'm working.
And me too. I'm there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Can I get a ride?
Can I get a ride?
Next up,
Gas money?
the 7-3. Oh, you know
Just bring papers.
Okay. 7-3 New England Patriots head out to what's the name of you guys' stadium?
I think it's MetLife or Giant Stadium, more like.
It's MetLife Stadium.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, New York Jets will be waiting at 4-6. This is gonna be an interesting game. I definitely believe the Jets can beat the Patriots.
Hey man, fuck the world. Fuck the world. Jets win 21-18.
21-18. I love it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Way to be a real fan.
Right.
What you got, Vincent?
Oh boy.
I mean, I think that happened. Broncos gonna kill him.
All right. Patriots are just better than the Jets. 28, maybe 28-3, honestly.
28-3.
I'm like a Giants fan.
Let's temper that.
I don't hate
temper
the-
that Patriots win last week. That was a bit inflated.
That's why I said 28. I didn't say 50 or anything.
Oh
man.
man. What about you, Lou? What you got?
Sanchez will throw over 50%, unlike Chad Henne.
What is the beating of Chad Henne about?
And he will lead
He
the
was on
Jets.
Miami, man.
He will lead the Jets to victory at home.
Is anyone
New
even
England
talking about
New
Chad
England is
Henne?
only 3-2 on the road. I don't like New England that much on the road. I think the Jets will pull it out 24-21, field goal at the end.
No, they're 2-2 on the road, bro.
Who? The New England?
That was one. They had one neutral site game. I don't count that one. That's a
Well, on paper it counts.
whatever.
Well, if it's not
Still
home,
a
it's on
road
the road.
The other team was on the road too.
There you go.
What was your score, Lou? I'm sorry.
24-21, late field goal by Folk. Will beat the New England Patriots.
Okay.
Mhm.
I got the Jets winning. I picked the Jets last week and I was right. I'm going to ride that wave. I'm picking the Jets again. 31-28 Jets.
Wow.
Mark Sanchez has a breakout game. What's my man's name? Curly. Curly's going to have over 100 yards receiving. I'm going to make that statement. All right. And that's it for the Thanksgiving game. Now we move to Sunday. After you've digested all that Thanksgiving food and you making them turkey sandwiches and turkey soups.
After I worked 4 days straight. Yeah.
Hey man, can we come on.
This show has been extremely off task today. We've had a lot going on, but it's all good. On Sunday, the 1 o'clock game, you got the 7-3 Denver Broncos headed out to Kansas City to play the 1-9, worse than the NFL Kansas City Chiefs.
Do we all agree Denver's gonna win
I'm
this
not
game?
even gonna waste my time with
Yeah, let's just
Just
move
give me a
on.
score. You got to give me a score. You have to be an analyst.
Okay. 34-14.
The Broncos will score more than the Chiefs. I just made my pick.
Denver 31, Kansas City 6.
Kansas City, I just want to let
A
y'all
whole
know.
6 points.
Yeah, I gave him 6 points.
Kansas City, I just want to let y'all know. You guys are so bad that my analysts don't even want to make a prediction.
Ryan Suckup will be the offensive.
Ah, Mr. Irrelevant.
Will be the offensive hero
Didn't he
for
get
the.
released?
I'll make an analyst. I'll
I think Sucker got released.
That sucks.
It was an article said Mr. Irrelevant is irrelevant.
I'll make a real let's just be serious about this. Kansas City will lose this game by a lot.
What's the score?
Doesn't matter.
Going out on a limb.
Oh, okay, you can't interrupt like that. Now give me a score.
Fine. 100-0.
Oh my God. All right.
If they don't score 100, they're a bad
I
offense.
got the Denver Broncos, of course, winning this one. I think Peyton Manning only plays the first half, and we'll see Brock Osweiler in the second half.
Brock Osweiler.
Hey, that's the backup. He hasn't played all season.
I didn't know that was their back.
Yeah, he'll be starting the second half.
He's still getting paid though. I give him credit.
Absolutely. And a name like Osweiler?
Osweiler?
Yeah.
That's
So,
not the name of a starting quarterback.
It'll be 34-3, and it's gonna be ugly. I don't know who they're gonna play at quarterback.
Does it matter?
No.
Okay.
Next up, right. Next up on the slate, the 4-6 Buffalo Bills head out to Indianapolis where they're fuming, and Andrew Luck is waiting at 6-4.
I actually have the Bills winning this game. I mean, I think that loss last week to the Patriots really showed a lot of bad things that the Colts need to take care of. A lot of people had the Colts going to the playoffs. I don't think they're there yet. The defense isn't what it is.
No, they've already exceeded expectations for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the Bills winning this game. I think it's gonna be close. I think C.J. Spiller has a big game, 100 yards rushing. I think Stevie Johnson has a big game, a couple touchdowns. Bills winning 24, Colts 17.
honestly, I see the Colts playing angry. They got embarrassed by the Patriots, started running up the score, and then they did get to hurt one of their best players, but still 59 points.
Name an angry guy on the Colts.
I see them playing. Dwight Freeney. There you go.
He's so scary.
Robert Mathis?
All you Colts fans, please call in with an angry person.
But seriously, I see them playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Drew Stanton's angry.
It's at home. At what?
Because he's not playing.
I don't think he's angry about that.
I think he is. And every quarterback wants to play. Remember, Drew Stanton went to the Jets until they picked up Tim Tebow.
Not.
And he was like, all right, I'm out.
Is he better than Andrew Luck?
Absolutely not.
Then he shouldn't be angry. So I see the Colts winning this game probably. It's probably going to be close, like 28-24.
Colts 28-24, Luke?
Luck has lost one game at home this year. He's 4-1.
Yep.
I like Indianapolis at home, 21-9 over Buffalo.
I'm going to pick Indianapolis. I was a bit on the fence because I think Mario Williams is going to have a good game. But I'm going to pick Indianapolis. It's going to be 17-14. Andrew Luck, 2 rushing touchdowns. Next up, 6-4 Pittsburgh Steelers head out to Cleveland, where they are waiting at 2-8.
Shout out to the Steelers boys. They're getting a break. Quarterback injuries. Charlie Batch will be starting that.
Charlie Batch! 37-year-old quarterback.
Charlie Batch is going to get a touchdown. We're going to have a few rushing touchdowns. It's going to be one of those tough, hard-fought games. A lot of running. But I got the Steelers winning it very close, 13-10.
If you're a fan of the NFL, watch this game. If you are not a fan of the NFL, don't bother. This is going to be a low-scoring game. I can even see it being like 9-6. This is a tough, hard-fought win by the Steelers. They really don't have anything else. When Ben's not there, their offense really just doesn't, just not in sync. 9-6.
Charlie Batch evens the playing field. The Browns win it 16-14 at home.
Woo! I'm going to go ahead and give it to Pittsburgh. I can't pick against Charlie Batch. He's been on the bench like 2 years. He's been on the bench like 3 years. He's probably been thinking about just getting back on the field.
Hey man, Charlie Batch.
He's probably the most healthy player in the NFL.
Charlie Batch's record as a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
7-1.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's done enough to win.
I was just about to make that point too.
I'm going to pick up Pittsburgh on this one. I think it'll be 21-14. Cleveland will be in it, but Pittsburgh will do enough. Next up, you got the 3-7 Oakland Raiders with Vinny's favorite quarterback playing against his old team, the Cincinnati Bengals, 5-5 at home.
Yeah, how about them Raiders? Raiders are going to lose. Carson Palmer's going to throw 3 picks.
Damn.
Marcel Reese is looked at as a breakout player for this team. He might get a touchdown, but yeah, Carson Palmer's going to throw 3 picks, probably a pick 6. Bengals, AJ Green's of course going to score a touchdown, increasing that streak to 11 straight games. Bengals win it 19-2.
19-2, damn.
Wow, I'm going the other way. I think I think Carson Palmer in particular is going to have a pretty good game. Wants to get some.
What?
Let me finish.
I just seen a spark come out of Vinny's head.
Let me finish. He hates that owner. Mm-hmm. That owner let him basically sit on the bench because he just didn't want to play for them anymore.
Carson Palmer's going to have a good game.
I said good. I didn't say great. I said good.
What's a good game for Carson Palmer?
250, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
He's thrown for over 300 yards, I believe, 3 times this season.
No, he's had to.
He's thrown over 2 picks how many times?
No picks, 2 touchdowns. I see the
no picks.
Raiders winning this game 33-21.
They're not running game.
33 points for Carson Palmer?
All right. You guys got to excuse me. This is the first time.
All right.
Blue.
I don't like Oakland on the road. They're 1-4.
And they're on the road? It's good.
They're
33?
on the road. They're 1-4.
That's why I think they're going to play well.
I think Cincinnati's going to have some for their ass. AJ Green's going to have like 150 yards and two touchdowns. It's going to be like Cincinnati 27, Oakland 14.
All right. I definitely got Cincinnati in this one. I definitely have that. It's going to be 35-17 Cincinnati. AJ Green's going to have 3 touchdown catches. And we may even see the law firm in this game.
I know this is a sports show, but just as a word of advice, I'm telling you, Oakland might win this game. They're going to keep it close.
Yeah, we have it on tape.
We have it. We can listen back to it.
We can listen back to it in live.
I love that. Next up, the hottest fire, 6-4 Seattle Seahawks head out to Miami to get a little sunshine where the Dolphins are waiting at 4-6.
The Seahawks don't play great on the road. The Dolphins came off a tough loss.
They're 1-4 on the road.
Seattle, yeah.
Seattle 1-4 on the road. Miami's coming off a tough loss. I think they're going to show up on their home field. It's tough for me because I see that Seattle, the Dolphins are as good as Reggie Bush is. If Reggie Bush has a good game, the Dolphins win. But he hasn't been showing up these last couple of games, and especially against the Seahawks defense. I don't think he'll have a good game. I think the Seahawks break that trend of losing the road games, and then they come out big in this one. They win, very close game, 20-14.
I want to pick Seattle. I really do. I like them. I like their defense. I don't like Russell Wilson because he plays well only at home. On the road, he plays like a rookie.
Garbage.
I really want to take.
He's 1-4 on the road. That's garbage to me.
That's a lot like Mark Sanchez.
How you gonna talk about that? Be quiet. You don't get to say nothing about your own quarterback.
Like I said, I really, really want to take Seattle in this game. But the thing about it's a home game for Miami.
Did that choke you up?
You know when you really like a team, but you just see like other things. I just see Reggie Bush having a really good game. I think he's probably figured some things out. You know, their quarterback's been playing real well. Tannehill, I believe his name is, right?
Ryan Tannehill.
I think Miami wins this game, close game, 2013.
2013?
Yeah, I'm close. I feel the same way. Miami at home, 2-2. Seattle's 1-4 on the road. I think Miami will squeeze it out. It'll be 19-16 Miami.
Squeeze it out.
Squeeze one out. Aren't we all familiar with that?
In the Orange State. That's right.
I'm actually gonna pick against Miami. I think this is the type of game they lose because they're so 500 at home and they're 2-2 at home right now. I think they're gonna drop one more before they win another one at home. I give Seattle a chance. I'm gonna say Seattle 21, Miami 14. 21-14. Next up, huge game for me, if it isn't for everybody else. The 9-1 Atlanta Falcons on the road head out to Tampa, where they are on fire, sitting at 6-4.
Tampa Bay, man, I'm not sold. Last week against the Panthers, they showed a lot of egregious things on the defensive side of the ball. I think this Falcons team is going to have a hell of a day on offense. Mark Barron makes big hits, but Mark Barron, he can't do everything. I got the Falcons winning this one, 27, Buccaneers 17.
This is going to be a close game. I think Atlanta and Tampa Bay, it's going to come down to the wire, fourth quarter. I think this is where coaching matters, and I just like Atlanta's head coach a little bit more than Tampa Bay's. I see Atlanta winning maybe on a last-second touchdown pass to Julio Jones, so I'm going to say 24-20.
He got specific on that one. Okay. What about you, Luke?
I actually changed my mind on this game. I had Tampa Bay at home at first, but if Atlanta last weekend's Atlanta win was the best kind of win that a coach could have. Mike Smith, you still won the game, but you have plenty of leverage to tell the team what they did wrong, what they can improve on. And they have to come out pissed against Tampa Bay. It's a division rival. Go out and bust their ass, man. You're 4-1 on the road, Atlanta. 24-20 Atlanta.
I agree with Lou in a lot of ways. Atlanta needs to come out mad because I'm mad as a fan. I'm very disappointed at the way they play.
You should be.
Yeah. We are still ranked in the 20s on our running defense. Doug Martin, as we know, has been running roughshod.
Damn right.
I need them to take that personal. We get a huge boost back. Get Sean Witherspoon back this week. He hasn't played the last 2 games. That's our run stuffer.
Yep.
So I'm expecting our defense to have a phenomenal game. I have Atlanta 35-24. 35 points.
All right.
Julio's coming back and Sean Witherspoon's coming back.
Do the Julio.
Well, next up, you got the Minnesota Vikings at 6-4, headed out to Chicago, a division game where they're sitting at 7-3 behind that leaky offensive line.
First question, is Cutler playing this game?
No. Jason Campbell. And Chicago's 4-1 at home. And Minnesota's 1-3 on the road.
I'm going to have trouble with this one, mainly because you got a Bears team that played piss poor against the Niners, but you have the Vikings offense that has been slowed down a lot these last couple of weeks. They're coming off a bye, though. I think that's going to help tremendously. I got the Vikings winning this one. AP running for 100 yards. Percy Hart's going to get in the game. Christian Ponder is going to make that one decision that's not bad enough for them to lose. I mean, Christian Ponder he looked well to start the season. He's been playing progressively worse. I think the Vikings are going to win this one, though. The Bears look like a team that's lost its identity with Cutler out. This score is only with Cutler being out. If Cutler's not playing, then I have the Vikings winning 17-10.
I think the Bears are going to win, but strictly because their defense is going to play pissed. They were
you don't want Brian.
They were embarrassed on Monday night. I think they're going to come out on fire, strong. I know Minnesota's coming off the bye. I have a lot of respect for Adrian Peterson, but I see the Bears probably scoring maybe even a defensive touchdown, dare I say. Probably might win this game, maybe 14-10.
One thing I saw in that Bears defense the other day was that they cannot stop the run. If you let Adrian Peterson have a good game against you,
I think they had one bad game. They stopped the run all
But I mean,
season.
you're talking about a Niners team that is very, this is a top team on the run. The Vikings are also a top team on the run. They're just as good as the Niners is on the
The
run.
Vikings have a good line.
Very good line. Very good running back. I mean, the Bears had very tough time stopping that run. I don't know what they can do. And on the defensive side of the ball, you're going to have to stop Jared Allen.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
That is a big problem. Lou, what you got?
Yeah, I don't like, these games are tough because they're division games, and but I like to break it down to home and road. Chicago 4-1 at home, Minnesota 1-3 on the road.
Realize that two of those games are against the Titans, and I think the other one was against another side, like the
Oh,
Jaguars.
absolutely. I agree. I just don't know what Ponder is going to do against that Bears defense. It's still the Bears defense. I don't see Minnesota getting more than 10 points. I see Chicago squeezing once again it out, 13-10. It's going to be one of those NFC North,
Outside in the elements,
Question,
too.
gentlemen, is Percy Harvin playing?
Percy Harvin, he took off from the bye. I have him on my fantasy team. He took off from the bye. They say that he's probable.
That's going to be huge.
Game time decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because outside of Percy Harvin, what do they have? Except the tight end, of course, and Adrian Peterson.
Rudolph.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph.
Kudos to Adrian Peterson for coming off an ACL injury and playing like he
He's
is.
playing lights out.
Hey man, MVP. He's an MVP talk.
I'm going to actually pick Minnesota in this game because, I don't know, I think Chicago's in a bad position. And I don't see them being able to score offensively. Defensively, they'll probably be able to score before they score offensively because that offensive line, unless they get a new offensive line or they make some moves, which they haven't, Jason Campbell's going to take another
5.5 sacks last week.
He's going to take another B team.
That coach.
So I have Minnesota in this